problem with third positionism. Many people might know I don't refer to myself as a third positionist anymore. Primarily, I refer to myself as a progressive Republican. And the reason why is because third positionism, one of the biggest problems, now, ideologically, I would be considered a third positionist. However, the problem with third positionism has always been its nuances, in the sense that people can't accept nuances in third positionism. For example, certain third positionist doctrines such as fascism or National Socialism. National Socialism has many branches of itself, okay? The two primary are Hitlerism, or Hitlerianism, and Strasserism. Hitlerianism is more similar to, how can I put this, more similar to fascism, and Strasserism is more similar to Marxist communism. Then on top of that you have Himmler's kooky-ass ideas, these esoteric ramblings, the nonsense where it gets really more into like mysticism and stuff like that. Then you have certain aspects such as Savitri Devi and her revival. Basically, Savitri Devi I would consider the mother of true neo-Nazism. And that's more of a religious outlook toward National Socialism more than a political outlook, okay? So then, with the problem that you see is there's too much infighting. For example, Strasserism and Hitlerianism got to the point where Hitler recognized that Strasser was a very big enemy of his and basically whacked the one brother, and the other brother ran away to Canada. And you see a lot of modern third positionists or alt-righters that are not quite right, if you know what I mean. They're social liberals embracing things like Strasserism because it's weak on the social conservatism and strong on the economic liberalism and things of that nature, which is fine, but it's still National Socialism. It's nationalist leftism, if you will. The reason I don't embrace, I won't even call myself a fascist so much anymore because it's a misstatement of terms. I do consider myself to be very, I admire the justicialist concepts very much, but the fact of the matter is, in the United States, a lot of these concepts that have been pursued by National Socialism, fascism, and justicialism, for example, were accomplished as soon as you started seeing the birth of the progressive movement under Theodore Roosevelt, and then you start seeing a politic in the United States that embraces both social conservatism and technological progressivism, as well as economic liberalism with things like Social Security and stuff like this. So in the United States, being a progressive Republican is a lot easier than saying you're a National Socialist or you're a fascist. I would go so far as to say I'm a justicialist. Unfortunately, I'm not an Argentine, and I think that that's kind of a prerequisite there to be a justicialist. You must be an Argentine. My point being is that many people that like to call themselves National Socialist or fascist, etc., what they're doing to themselves is they're labeling themselves with a convenient label that can be used against them. And I've done this for many, many years. I know all about it. If I say I'm a fascist, and I, in a detailed and educated manner, lay out why I'm a fascist and why fascism is not the same thing as racism, it's not the same thing as ethnically cleansing people, and that if you look, it's more of the hard left that has ethnically cleansed people with people like Che Guevara, Castro, Stalin, the Holodomor that was perpetrated by the Jewish folks in the Soviet Union, and of course the Israelis, which happen to have a lot of influence from the Soviet Union with the ethnic cleansing of the Palestinians. So by me saying fascist or national